Thank you for tuning in to Homeschool Homesteaders. Today we will talk about poison ivy and the common lookalikes, so you can confidently stroll through any woods and avoid a painful and itchy rash it can cause. And knowing how to identify poison ivy and the common lookalikes is the best way to avoid the reaction. I live in the state of Minnesota, and it's easy to find poison ivy in Minnesota because it's everywhere, especially national parks. Here I am on the hiking trail in a park, and when we look alongside the trail, poison ivy is everywhere. And this is how every park, every national park, camping site, local city park look like in Minnesota, just covered with poison ivy. I did make a video on poison ivy many years ago, but statistics analysis in the YouTube land shows that most YouTubers avoid watching videos over 3 years. So this is an updated version. So to be on the safe side, avoid plants with 3 compound leaflets. Poison ivy leaves will have a slightly glossy or a waxy sheen to them, and mature plants will even have these greenish whitish berries. Poison ivy may grow in a shrub form, ground cover, or on a hairy vine. These footages are taken in spring when the snow recently melted and the plants are emerging. And when you look at these footages, good luck identifying poison ivy. They're all young, they all look the same. So as I move the camera, see if you can identify poison ivy or the common lookalikes. Also beware of ticks here in Minnesota in the spring month. This here is actually an oak tree. And I'm guessing a rabbit chewed off a few leaves and left us 3 leaves to confuse us. But if you pull it out, you should see the acorn, and this one does not have an acorn. But I know this is a young sapling. Young oak tree saplings are very common here in the spring. And when in doubt, just leave it alone. Poison ivy is best identified by its leaves, which typically appear in a group of 3, hence the saying, leaves of 3, leave it be. And poison ivy always has 3 leaflets per leaf cluster. All of these leaves are poison ivy at different stages in their life. And the leaflets can be oval, pointed, notched, and with the center leaflet having a longer stem. So let's talk about the common lookalikes and compare them side by side. The first common lookalike will be a Juneberry or strawberries. Both appear early in spring, cool weather crops. In Minnesota, early May, Juneberries, or smaller strawberries as we refer to them in our house, they start to appear and they have 3 leaves just like poison ivy. In late May, strawberries will have the white flowers, which help you point out the strawberry plants. And in late June, early July, obviously strawberry plants will have strawberries. And if you see strawberries, obviously this is not poison ivy, this is a strawberry plant. And strawberry leaves are typically toothed or serrated and with a lighter green hue, while poison ivy leaves are usually smooth and have a large jagged teeth and are glossy/waxy. Another common poison ivy lookalike includes the Virginia creeper. Virginia creeper is the most frequently confused, but it typically has 5 leaflets per leaf, unlike poison ivy with its 3 leaves. So if you see 5 leaves on the vine, it's a Virginia creeper. Sometimes a rabbit may eat 2 of the leaves, leaving behind 3 to confuse us. And yeah, now we are confused, but when in doubt, you just leave it alone. Here are some footages of a Virginia creeper. And like I said, 5 leaves is the most distinguishable mark to distinguish it from poison ivy. Another common lookalike is the raspberry, blackberry, etc. Poison ivy and raspberry bushes are not that easy to distinguish because both have 3 leaves, But some differences is that raspberry leaves grow on canes, and these canes have thorns. So if you see canes, these are raspberries. Raspberry leaves are more toothed or serrated as opposed to the poison ivy leaves. Some raspberry bushes will have the 3 to 5 leaflets, so that's a clear distinction. And when you see berries, especially in late June, July, you know it's not poison ivy. Once you see the berries, berries means it's not poison ivy. And so go ahead and indulge. So I usually rely on the thorns and the serrated leaves, and in the month of July, you'll notice the berries. This is how I distinguish poison ivy from raspberries. Hog peanuts are a common lookalike as well, but in Minnesota, hog peanuts appear late July and they stick around till early November. The leaves are smooth and small on a hog peanut, and the leaves have no teeth. And they are not as shiny/waxy as poison ivy leaves. And poison ivy leaves will have a few teeth. So the size and lack of any teeth on the hog peanuts leaves are a clear distinguishable mark that distinguishes it from poison ivy. This here is a bean plant. And yes, it looks like a poison ivy. But bean plants are found in your garden and only if you planted them. I don't think wild beans grow anywhere wild, so chances are the only bean plants you will see will be in your garden, so don't confuse them with poison ivy. But to be on the safe side, avoid it if you find a wild bean plant somewhere in the wild. Box elder is a very bad plant because they are very similar. This is probably for me the most confusing of all of them. When it's young in the seedling stage, it can resemble poison ivy. Look at some of these footages and yeah, it looks like a poison ivy. Poison ivy, always remember, is more waxy, shiny, and sometimes you will see a box elder tree somewhere nearby. And if you see a big box elder tree, obviously the young saplings are small box elders. So if you still have doubts about poison ivy, just avoid any plants that have 3 leaves. And if you watch this video to the end, here is a special bonus. No young girls were harmed while making this video. The poison ivy on their legs is fake. It's called a red marker, some acrylic paint, and kind of smudge it to make it look like poison ivy. Thank you for watching this video.